There was a time when Barcelona didn't just win football matches, they controlled them. They made the world's best teams look ordinary. Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Guardiola. A footballing empire built on one simple idea: control the ball, and you control the game. But every empire eventually falls, and Barcelona fell hard. To understand Barcelona's future, you have to understand what Barcelona once was. In 2008, Pep Guardiola inherited a team that had just endured a trophyless season. What followed became one of the greatest transformations football had ever seen. Barcelona won La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Champions League, the first treble in the club's history. Then came something even more extraordinary: 6 trophies in one calendar year. But the trophies weren't the most frightening thing about Barca. It was the football. Thousands of passes, relentless movement, triangles everywhere, opponents chasing shadows. And at the center, a boy from Argentina, Messi. Messi didn't simply score goals. He changed the geometry of the pitch. And around him were players raised in the same footballing philosophy: Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. Players who understood the game before the ball even arrived. In 2011, Barcelona produced another masterpiece at Wembley. Manchester United were beaten 3-1, and the world watched a team that seemed to play football at another speed. Then came 2015. Messi, Suarez, Neymar, another treble, another European crown. Barcelona weren't just successful, they had become an identity. But football doesn't care about your history. The cracks had been appearing for years. A 3-0 lead against Roma. Gone. A 3-0 lead against Liverpool. Gone. Then came Bayern Munich. 8 goals, one night. One of the darkest moments in modern Barcelona history. The problem wasn't just tactical. Barcelona had become trapped between the team they were and the team they still believed they were. The midfield was aging, the squad became increasingly expensive, and eventually the financial reality became impossible to ignore. Barcelona reported losses of around €481 million for the 2020-21 financial year, with net debt of about €680 million under its stated accounting criteria. Then came the moment nobody wanted to believe. Lionel Messi was leaving Barcelona, not because the club didn't want him, but because financial and registration constraints made a new contract impossible. The greatest player in Barcelona's history was gone. But Barcelona had something most fallen giants don't: a factory. La Masia, the academy that had produced generations of footballers capable of understanding the Barcelona way. And once again, the next generation started appearing. Pedri, Gavi, Pau Cubarsí, and then Lamine Yamal. A teenager who plays like pressure doesn't exist. Yamal's rise has been extraordinary. In 2025/26, he scored 16 La Liga goals and provided 12 assists, helping Barcelona retain the league title and earning the competition's Player of the Season award. But Yamal isn't alone. Behind him is a new generation, players who grew up watching Messi, now trying to create their own era.
Then came Hansi Flick. Flick didn't try to recreate Guardiola's Barcelona. He built something different, more vertical, more aggressive, more dangerous. Barcelona press high, they attack space, they transition quickly, and when they smell weakness, they attack. The idea is simple: win the ball before the opponent can breathe. And domestically, it has worked. Barcelona finished the 2025/26 La Liga season with 94 points, successfully defending their league title. But here's the problem. Every strength has a weakness. Barcelona's greatest weapon can also become their greatest weakness. The high defensive line requires perfect timing. One mistake, one misplaced step, one ball over the top, and suddenly, the entire defense is running toward its own goal. Barcelona's 2025-26 campaign again exposed this vulnerability, with their aggressive high line and defensive injuries becoming major concerns in Europe. Against ordinary teams, Barcelona can overwhelm you. Against elite transition teams, they can be exposed. And that brings us to their biggest challenge, Real Madrid. Because while Barcelona rebuilt, Madrid built another monster. Two forwards, two different weapons, one terrifying problem. Kylian Mbappé, speed, movement, finishing. Then, Vinícius Júnior, chaos, dribbling, unpredictability. What happens when Barcelona's high line meets two of the most dangerous transition attackers in world football? That is the nightmare. But maybe this isn't the old rivalry anymore, because this time, it isn't Messi versus Ronaldo. It isn't Guardiola versus Mourinho. It isn't the old generation. It's something completely new. Yamal, the child of La Masia, against Vinícius, the chaos creator. Pedri, against Madrid's midfield. Cubarsí, against the speed of Mbappé. And on the touchline, Hansi Flick, trying to build Barcelona's next era. This isn't simply another Clásico. It's a battle over the future of Spanish football. Barcelona once ruled football with possession. Then they lost their greatest player. They lost their financial freedom. They lost their way. But they didn't lose their identity. Because La Masia survived. The philosophy survived. And now, a new generation has arrived. The question isn't whether Barcelona can become what they were. They can't. Football has changed. The question is, can they become something even better?
Like and subscribe our channel for more sports stories and documentaries. We love